Attack the Pack, Patriots edition. Alright, so this is a Patriots draft recap. Just gonna go ahead and throw out there that they got a C+ grade, and at the end we'll give our grade, see if it matches better or worse. Alright, maybe I need some air in here. My nose starting to get a little funky. Alright, so first player they got was Malcolm Brown, defensive tackle in the first round. Second round, Jordan Richards, strong safety. Third round, Geno Grissom from Oklahoma, defensive end. In the third round. Fourth round, Trey Flowers, defensive end from Arkansas. Fourth round again, Trey Jackson from Florida State, offensive guard. Fourth round again, center, Shaq Mason. Fifth round, Joe Cardona, long snapper. Sixth round, linebacker Matthew Wells and A.J. Derby, tight end from Arkansas. Seventh round, Dale Roberts and Xavier Dixon, outside linebacker. Now to most casual college fans, people who focus more on pro, a lot of these names aren't going to stick out. Malcolm Brown probably does, really good defensive tackle. Really good value. A lot of people say best pick in the draft as far as value goes, getting Malcolm Brown that late. And then Jordan Richards is kind of a head scratcher because he wasn't even like a top 10 safety, and they picked him in the second round. But then we get into the meat of this draft. Geno Grissom, defensive end, Oklahoma. Dude was a pretty good beast for Oklahoma. Provided a lot of pass rush with Eric Stryker, so that could be one of those guys that's a Belichick kind of guy, develops down the road. Trey Flowers, very similar to Geno Grissom, defensive end out of Arkansas. Very similar, provided some good strong pass rush, and was able to stop the run as well. Then they get Trey Jackson in the fourth. Which is the same place where they got Trey Flowers. Guard from Florida State. A lot of talk about him being, I think he was in the top 5 guards, actually. Top 5 interior linemen on Mike Mayock's big board. So, pretty good pickup there in the fourth round. He's considered to be a possible eventual starter. And then they get another offensive lineman in Shaq Mason as a center. So wasn't quite top 5 interior lineman, but one of the higher rated centers coming out. And then a little later, you get A.J. Derby, a tight end who was formerly a quarterback and only played like 1 or 2 seasons at tight end. So a lot of room for development for A.J. Derby. Just a really, it's really a bag. They always say it takes about 3 years to see how a draft truly is, how good a draft truly was. But in this case, it may take 5. But at the end of that 5, you could be looking at a lot of solid ass players. Like Malcolm Brown, if we're talking like Madden, for example, like Madden ratings, I could see Malcolm Brown being mid to high 90s. I could see Geno Grissom being in the 80s, Trey Flowers in the 80s, Trey Jackson in the 80s, Shaq Mason in the 80s, and then A.J. Derby. Who the hell knows with him? The fucking ceiling is like really, really, really good for Derby. He shows not a lot of natural athleticism out there. A lot like Blake Bell from Oklahoma. But, yeah. Joe, thoughts?
Like you said, a lot of unknown names. I think Malcolm Brown's a great pickup. Great value to fill the voids of Vince Wilfork being gone. But, I mean, give him a C+, you don't know a lot of the names, but let's be honest. The Patriots have played with a lot of non-big name players.
Yeah, you know how they get their big names? They make big plays on the big stage.
Obviously, Belichick knows what he's doing in filling voids in his team, and he goes and picks players that he thinks can do it. And hey, it's working.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So hell yeah, I'll stick with a grade of C plus. But it could be an A.
I give him a B. Not even a B minus. A B. Why? Because of the guy who drafted him. That's why. You get this many players, and I've seen some of these dudes produce. At one time, I believe Trey Flowers was considered a first-round pick. But then, he had a little bit of an off year. So, I mean, he's getting dudes with some serious potential. If anybody can coach up potential, it's Bill Belichick. All right. So, Joe's sticking with a C plus. I'm giving him a B. That's an average of a B minus. So we'll give him a B minus. -1. All right, B minus. All right, Joe, send us out. We're gonna come back and talk about the Buffalo Bills and Rex Ryan.